Everybody, another quick tip, FlipPilot quick tip. This one is about required dates for your deal pipeline statuses. If you want to put in a date for the amount of time that a record's allowed to be in a status, that's an option for you. And it makes sense for if you have an appointment set column like I do in this deal pipeline. When you bring the record into that, you can specify when that appointment is set for so that the record can turn red if it goes past that date, so that you know that hadn't been moved after the appointment was made and the record wasn't moved down the deal pipeline. And so the way you can see and set these required dates for the status is if you go to the three buttons to edit the status, and then you can see the ensure change by requiring date instead of setting the acceptable time. Setting acceptable time is setting it in the amount of days or hours it's acceptable to be in that status. Requiring date requires a date to be set when that record goes into it. So if I have an appointment set, I can choose to bring this record over here, and it's going to tell me I need to say when is this record required to be due to be moving on. And that's typically going to be the appointment if it's for a column like an appointment. So if I have the appointment set for tomorrow at 3 p.m., I can say that's the required date and time. Or I can even change that date and time to be, several hours later, so that when the appointment happens, there's several hours for your acquisitions person to move the record into negotiating or further down your pipeline. So that's really cool. Another couple of situations is when you have something under contract, the required date could be the closing date. When you have something being rehabbed, you've got a deadline for the rehab to be finished. You can make that one a required date, so when the record goes into rehabbing, you can say when it's supposed to be done and make sure that you're keeping track and using the color coding, and that's what it goes off of. It becomes yellow when it becomes close to that due date and time, and then red once it passes it. So at a glance, when you look at your pipeline, you know what records should have moved already by now and where to put your attention. So it's a great way to know what you need to be doing and when with FlipPilot. And that's a quick tip about required dates in the deal pipeline. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell button to receive notifications about these new videos that we record and the cool things that we add to FlipPilot.